And I'm live. Hey guys, welcome to today's stream. So I will be browsing the old net today. So yeah. So I've got a list of websites which I can browse, which are quite old. So let's start off with MSN.com. So we'll go to the year 2000. And let's click go. Okay, so as you can see, this is MSN.com from many years ago. So yeah, so it looks much different to how it does today. Some people say this was better back then. It was better back then, but as you can see, it did look a bit outdated to today's standards. But yeah. Also, it really doesn't scale very well to modern computers. So let's go to the next one. Let's go to Yahoo. Why not? Yahoo.com. And let's go to the year all the way back to the year 1997. Why not? And then we'll go to 2000. Okay, so as you can see, but then it had stuff like win a Jeep. Alright, so this is what Yahoo looked like all the way back in 1997. So yeah, it looks pretty outdated to today's standards, but that's to be expected. There's no Flash-based content because I don't think Flash was a big thing yet. So yeah. I wonder if you can search in this search box. I'll try. I'll search Yahoo. Why do you go to Wikipedia? Okay. Let's go back. And let's now go to... Let's go to AOL.com. There we are. So, America Online was pretty big, but it's barely a thing anymore. It kind of died, so... Let's go to the website from all the way back in 2000. And let's see it in all of its glory. Okay, so this is what AOL.com looked like all the way back in the early, in the year 2000. So, yeah, so you could see AOL Mail, calendar, groups, AIM, which was a messenger. You might have used that back then. So, yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty outdated to today's standards, but I say this about every single old website. It also doesn't scale well to today's displays, but you of course wouldn't make a responsive design for computers in the future, because that's not really possible, is it? But hey, let's see another website. Let's go back to a oldie but a goodie. Let's go back to Netscape. So Netscape was a very big web browser. Remnants of it today lie in Firefox, but this is what the website looked like back in 2000. Netscape. Woohoo! So, yep. So that's interesting. Oh, by this time, AOL owned Netscape. So, yeah. So it looks quite a lot like AOL, except for some reason, instead of filling the center of the screen, it fills the left, and then leaves a big blank spot here. But let's go back a few years. Oh yeah, if you want to suggest a website, put that in the live chat. 1997, why not? Let's see what Netscape's website looked like all the way back then. It's a bit slow. Cool phone book. Okay. There's Netscape Navigator. What is Cool Talk phone book? Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is quite interesting. I don't know why I decided to go to here instead of the main page. Was this the main page? I'm not sure. I didn't, I wasn't back, yeah. Let's see if anybody said anything in the live chat. Is anybody in the live chat? No? Okay. So, let's see Opera's website. Because why not? So I'll go to the year 2000 and see what Opera's website looks. Did Opera exist back in 2000? We're just about to find out. Okay, so Opera Software. Back then they weren't owned by that very shady Chinese company they're now owned by. But, yeah, Opera web browser for dummies. Okay. Oh look. BOS pages. BOS is quite old, but yeah. So as you can see, this web page looks very old, but it does scale to my device at least. So there's download, my Opera Mail. Do they still have Opera Mail? I don't know that. You can comment in the live chat if you know whether they still have Opera Mail. Yeah. So there's Opera Posts, Opera Tools, Affiliates program. What was that? We have several programs such as the Referrer program. Additionally, we do we have products with internet service providers. Okay. Yeah, so Opera resellers. Back then, so back then you might have got Opera on a CD-ROM because you might not have had, you might not be able to download it off the internet. So yeah, this is quite interesting. Yeah. Let's see if there's anybody in the live chat. Anybody here? No, not currently. So let's continue browsing the old web. Let's actually go to Opera back in 1999. Yeah, it works with Amiga, so yeah, if you use that. I'm not sure if anybody still uses Amiga. Did they have a partnership with BOS or something? I'm not sure. Currently, Opera is for Windows. Oh, so they were releasing a beta for BOS. Okay. So yeah, it looks largely the same as before, except there's these, which is interesting. Let's check this. Okay. The stats. Let's go to Microsoft's website. Everybody likes Microsoft, don't they? Hello? Anyway, let's go to Microsoft's website. In 1999. Woohoo! Microsoft Home. Alright, I've never seen this before. Win cool James Bond prizes with Microsoft. Microsoft Home, subscribe, download Internet Explorer. Yeah, with that really old icon. Yeah, so they're talking about Windows. Why don't we see what they have to say about Windows? Good old Windows. Oh. Seems a bit old. It seems a bit dead, I mean, what I'm talking about. But yeah. So that's what Microsoft's website looked like back then. Let's go forward to 2000, why don't we? See if anything changed on Microsoft's website. Oh, look. Get Windows 2000. Surprised they're not advertising ME at this point. Have they abandoned ME yet at this point in the year? I'm not sure. Service Pack 1. Okay, yeah. Microsoft Reader. That was, I've never heard of Microsoft Reader. Okay. See if anybody's got anything in the live chat. Nothing. Not again. Microsoft.net. So the .NET framework. That's interesting. It says why should I use Windows 2000 Pro? Just why? Okay. Okay, here's a lot of reasons that you should use Windows 2000 in the year 2000. So, yeah. Proving the business value. Alright, that's a bit boring. Let's get off that. But that's interesting, I guess. So let's see what the Microsoft website looks like in a... Let's see what looks like in 2001, the year of XP. XP was pretty good. Look, yeah. Be the first to experience Windows XP. Yes, you can. Alrighty. Ready for Halloween? Yeah. So, here's more stuff about Internet Explorer 6. Alright. So, yeah. The website looks a bit more modern. I actually quite like the look of this website. It's quite nice, I guess. Let's see what it looks like in 2002. I'm not sure. Had they released any more major products this year? Oh, yes, they released Windows Phone. Which actually was quite popular until basically the iPhone came along and, you know, bossed the scene. And so did Android, so, yeah. So, Windows Phone... launched in the UK, where I actually am living. So, hey. Games and Xbox. Oh yeah, they also launched... No, they launched it the year before, actually. So let's just see what they have to say about Xbox. Games! Gaming! So, as you can see, Xbox.com... yeah, so Zone.com, fun games and fun free games. Cool. Yeah, so they launched a tablet PC. MSN services, developer tools, servers. Looks pretty similar. So let's see what it looks like in the next year. Let's also see if there's anybody in live chat. Okay. Protect your PC in 3 steps. So, this is interesting. Windows, webcast, learning tips and tricks for Windows XP. That's interesting. I might do a video like exploring like Microsoft's website through the years in kind of more depth in my perspective. But yeah, so .NET, some more stuff about the .NET framework, which is still used today, although of course it's a newer version of it. Yeah. Let's move on to the next year. Did anything happen this year for Microsoft? It looks kind of worse this year. I don't know why they decided that they would go for this style. But it's not as good. Close the gaps in your network. Okay. TechNet. That's cool. Let's go to 2005. And let's see what the website looked like then. Safe and secure. Scan for and remove malicious software. Yeah, even though the Windows, the default protection at that time was really terrible, and it still is pretty terrible. Yeah, you should probably get a dedicated antivirus, you know. But hey, that's my opinion. MSN Messenger, yeah, that was released quite a few years ago. So, yeah, so there wasn't really that many updates to Microsoft's website this year. So let's move forward in time to 2006. And let's see how it changed when Windows Vista was launched. Okay. Internet Explorer 7 is here. Download it and install. That's not separated. Oh well. So get ready for Vista. Okay. Yeah. So Vista was a major fail for Microsoft. So yeah. Live Messenger. Yeah, they changed MSN Messenger to Windows Live Messenger, just to make it sound a bit newer, I guess. I don't know. Oh yeah, they also had MSN Web Search at this point, which is basically what Bing is now, but not as big back then. Let's go to 2007. Okay, that did not work. 2008. It's not working. 2009. This website is really old. Microsoft Silverlight. Oh, at this point they had Microsoft Silverlight and they needed it for you to actually use the website. So at this point it was kind of really hard to use the website without Microsoft Silverlight, which is really old these days. So it was basically like Adobe Flash, but it's being discontinued, I think, next year. So yeah, it just was never as big as Flash, and it kind of got abandoned. And they also launched it later than Flash, so yeah. Oh, Macintosh. They were doing stuff about Macintosh at this point. Interesting. Windows 7 was there at that point. Yeah, Windows 7 is probably one of the best versions of Windows, because it was like Vista, but it didn't have the bugs of Vista. Okay, yep. Did it still allow Microsoft Silverlight? I think so, and that is the reason why the website is broken. Oh dear. Why don't we check out? So why don't we now check out Yahoo, but from 2010? Why don't we do it then? The farthest this thing goes, because apparently the person who created it doesn't like the new internet. So Yahoo. Okay, yeah, that isn't loading. Let's try 2008. Oh, you've got to upgrade your browser to Internet Explorer 7, optimized by Yahoo. Alright. Yeah, that's probably a Yahoo toolbar. Yeah, that will totally optimize your experience. Except it really won't. and you'll probably regret installing the toolbar for the rest of your life. So yeah. So let's go to Yahoo from back in the year. I'm not going to go through every year on Yahoo, just... We're visiting the old internet right now. Doom! Yahoo Shopping, digital cameras, advertising solutions. Yeah, Yahoo are an advertising company. They still are a company, but now they're owned by Verizon. So are AOL and actually Netscape. So quite a lot of these companies are now owned by Yahoo. I mean, Verizon. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what that looked like. Why don't we go to Netscape's website in 2007, I believe, just before they got shut down. Look, AOL and Netscape. Oh, drag Netscape onto your thing. Drag AOL, I mean. So AOL were basically totally integrated into Netscape at this point. They still did release new Netscape browsers, if you never knew that. But they kind of quit doing that after a while. Let's see what Netscape's website looked like back in 2005. For some reason, the older it goes, the better it looks, for some reason. Up to a certain point, and then it gets worse, but... Okay, so search enhanced by Google. I thought they wouldn't do AOL. I thought they'd do AOL search because that's what that's the company who owned them. But hey, I don't know. Why don't we go for Opera in 2010? Okay, so let's try it in 2008 again. Oh look, not found. This is getting annoying. Not found. Oh, that might be a problem. Oh look, I just need to put slash on it. That's the problem. Oh look, free download for Opera. No, I'm not installing Opera. Wait a second. So Opera Mini. I didn't realise Opera Mini was like started to become a thing all the way back in 2008. But hey, Opera Mobile, Opera Mini for your feature phone. Because people still use those. Even though they could buy an iPhone, but they were quite expensive at the time, and Android just came out. So hey, let's go back to 2005. Why not? Feel free, no ads, better browsing. Opera removes ad, banners, and licensing fee. Oh, so at this point, I believe you could now download it for free, but I think you used to have to pay for Opera, did you? I believe you might have done. You did have to pay for Netscape at a certain point, I know that. Opera for home media, Opera for verticals, whatever that are. Opera 8 for mobile. Okay, that's quite interesting. Hang on, let's just see. Oh, let's see back in, let's see. Why don't we see the AOL website back in the year 2007? Then again, yeah, if you do want to, like, put any suggestions for, so this website is broken. Another broken website. Yeah, so, if you have any suggestions for websites, you can put it in the live chat if you want to do that. Then again, I don't know. Hot searches, Britney Spears, Halloween party. Okay, so these are things that were popular to search at the time. Okay. Yeah, so this is a bit of a broken website. So yeah, I'm not sure what went wrong there. Maybe they didn't archive like the CSS or something. I don't know. Let's see what MSN.com looked like in the year 2010. Bing search. Everyone wants to Bing stuff, don't they? No, they don't. But yeah, so must see stuff, video, that kind of stuff. MSN now had this nice new looking logo. Quite nice. Okay. Let's see what it looked like in 2005. Why don't we? Oh, you're using an older browser version. Yeah, I believe I'm using a newer browser version of a browser that you might never have heard of called Brave because it didn't even exist back then. So, hey. It thinks that I'm running an older browser because it just can't tell what it is, like what browser I'm using because it's a browser from the future. So that's probably confusing it. So yeah. Here's a number of like things. This is weird. Man, this is weird. Like, this is 2005, yet it's got a picture of a surface from 2015. Yeah, that's super weird. I don't know why there's a picture of a surface. Maybe, do you know what I think it might be? There was like an image at a certain place, and these days it's now a Surface device at that spot. So yeah. But that is quite interesting. But get an Xbox One X, that's a recent thing. I don't know what's going on here. I really do not know. But yeah. Let's see the live chat. Anything in here? Yeah, so I'm going to see... I'm going to maybe see what other websites could we go to. Let's see what I'm going to quickly get some other websites that we can look at. So I'll be back once I do that. Okay, yes, I have found another website we can go to. Let's go to Mozilla's website, the makers of Firefox, just to see what it looked like back in, let's say, 2005. Just because that will be interesting. Firefox, yeah, it existed back then. It was quite new actually, I believe, but yeah. So Mozilla, search with Mozilla. Download Firefox, yeah. And download the beta. Back then, were they? No, they weren't still in the beta phase, I don't think. So it has Mozilla, it says, do you want to download Thunderbird? Some people still use that. Surpasses 100 million downloads. I think they've had way more downloads these days. Back then, they were kind of beating out the competition. Lots of people were using it, and Internet Explorer was kind of dying to it. So it's still a great web browser, but it's nowhere near as popular as it used to be. So, let's see what it looked like back in 2000, their website. They did exist, but they didn't do Firefox, what they're known for now. Oh, look, the old dinosaur. That's the old Mozilla logo. MassML, okay. An open source crypto library. Probably really insecure now, but hey. So, by this stage, they had already made the MPL, which is the license they still use today, the Mozilla Public License. It's an open source license. I don't use it personally, though. I use the GPL for my projects. So they had a roadmap at a glance. Let's see what the roadmap was, if this is archived. Okay. Near-term tree plant. Netscape. Okay, back then they were they working on Netscape? I'm not sure. But yeah, the Netscape branches as the kind of the history of Mozilla and Firefox and all that gets quite confusing at some points. Bugzilla. Bugs. So that's a bit boring, so let's move on to the next one. Let's see the chat. Okay. Why don't we see what it looked like in 2010? By this stage, Chrome had come out. They were kind of trying to fend off Chrome. It wasn't working too well. Quite a lot of people had switched by this point. So yeah, we believe the internet should be public, open, and accessible. So yeah, at this point they still had the iconic Firefox logo from quite a while ago. SeaMonkey, that's a browser. I did a video on that. Interesting. Cameo, I've never heard of that before, but no. Okay. So yeah, the website looks a bit different. The CSS clearly hasn't been cached, otherwise it wouldn't look so plain, but hey, the content's here. Mozilla Gear. They used to sell shirts, did they? Do they still sell shirts and stuff? I'm not sure. Web dev, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Cool. You can leave suggestions in the live chat if you want to do that. I'm going to find another website to look at. So I'll be back. Okay, so let's see a more recent one with DuckDuckGo. So this is my preferred search engine, and they launched back in 2008. So let's see what it looked like all the way back in 2009. I'm expecting a bit of a not as good experience, I'm guessing. Whoa, DuckDuckGo. As you can see, a little bit of a side-by-side. This is what DuckDuckGo looks like today. This is what DuckDuckGo looked like back then. So, they've moved quite a far away since then, but I did actually quite like this. So, it looks kind of almost quite, yeah, it looks quite nice. But hey, let's, see what it looked like in the year 2010. Let's see if it changed at all. Actually, one more website we have to look at. It's apple.com, of course. So Apple would have launched their website quite a while ago. So I believe they were the one of the first companies to go for .com domain. Let's see. Ooh, one-click buying. So, made for Mac, iReview, iTools, iCards, QuickTime support, and Mac OS X. QuickTime player, streaming server, more reasons why you should get a Power Mac. Let's see what they said about Mac OS X. I believe Mac OS X was pretty new at this point. They just launched the iMac, the first one. G3. Apps for Mac OS. Using OS X. The new desktop. Keep in touch. The killer app of... Oh, yeah. So this is the Mail app. The Apple Mail app. So it has the terminal. It still has the terminal today. Apps for Mac OS. Is one of the fastest growing things. Yes, yeah. So they just launched Mac OS X public beta. What was iTools? Okay. What was the hot news? iMovie TV spot. Yeah, so here was some news from the time. Yeah, so that's interesting. QuickTime. QuickTime is like a media player and stuff. Oh, it was not found. Okay, that's cool. Let's turn it back to 1994, why don't we? Okay. Their website fit my screen even all the way back then. The GeoPort adapter. That's cool. Okay, yeah. So, Steve Jobs wasn't even at the company back at that point. Let's see what was happening in 1998 with Apple. Let's see if it'll load. I may as well check my live chat. Okay. Not one. No. So yeah, so it's saying about how you can buy it you can get the new iMac G3 for this price per month. You see, they're still they're still pushing their pay plans today. Except we've had like a global recession since then, so yeah. QuickTime Player. Interesting. Let's see what was happening with Apple back in 2007. Let's see if the iPhone was launched yet at this point. Oh, yes, the iPhone. Add a new Mac to your Mac. Oh, okay, yeah. Add a new Mac OS version, it means. Watch the new iPhone ads. Like, you want to watch adverts. Hey? RSS feeds. The Google logo. Let's see what they had to say about the iPhone at this point. So it was only on AT&T at that point. Download iTunes. Interesting. Activate with iTunes. Get to know your iPhone. More ringtones. Web apps. Oh yeah, back then they were trying to push web apps. So instead of having an app store, you'd have to like use these web apps and stuff. But yeah. Top ringtones. Rockstar. A number of other things. Yeah, so the Apple website seems to work through the Internet Wayback Machine really well. I mean the old net. What am I talking about? So the new MacBook Air. Yeah, so at this point there was a new MacBook Air back in 2010. Watched the keynote when Steve Jobs was still alive. RIP, Steve Jobs. The iLife. Oh yeah, back then you had to buy the Apple Suite stuff. But these days you can get GarageBand, iMovie, iPhoto, Pages, and the Keynote. There's a few others. You get them for free, but back then you had to pay a fee, just like with Windows. But you see, with Mac you get the suite for free these days. Not back then, but these days. Let's see what they were saying back in 2008. Oh, look. So they launched a new MacBook Pro. The iPhone 3G. What was a big upgrade from the iPhone, the original. Kanye West. Alright. Let's see what they had to say about the iPhone at this point. Okay, not found. Let's see what they had to say about the Mac at this point. Get a Mac. Oh yeah, they were airing the Get a Mac commercial. You know, the I'm a Mac, I'm a PC commercials. Why you love a Mac, TV adverts, find a retailer, download Safari. You can get it for PC. Back then you could get it for PC. That's quite interesting. Macs are the most reliable. Unless you get like a Linux machine, and then they're probably the most reliable. But anyway, Windows really isn't reliable, to be fair. iWork, Mobile Me. Back then they were trying to push Mobile Me. It's now iCloud, but hey. They had the iMac, the Mac Mini, the MacBook Pro, the MacBook Air, the MacBook White. I don't remember hearing anything about that. But hey, there was a 17-inch model at one point. You don't even get that anymore, which is interesting. macOS server, they used to have that. So you could run it on like servers and stuff. These days they have an app for servers and stuff. But hey. iWork, iLife, okay. Final Cut Studio, Final Cut Server. I'm not sure what Final Cut Server and Studio Express would have done. These days, yeah, I use Final Cut these days for my video editing, but I don't know what all of these meant, like different, differences, stuff. Logic Studio, so these are audio editing software. This is video editing. Creative Pro, Workout by Mac, Apple Care. Yeah, they got the Apple Care thing by 2008. So yeah. Oh yeah. They still have this number in the US. If you call 1-800-MY-APPLE, it will go through to Apple's store. I believe it's 1-800-NY-MY-APPLE in New York, if you want to call that store. But that wouldn't work here in the UK. But okay. Let's see what it looked like in 2005. I'm not sure if this was a significant year for them. Okay, it still looked pretty similar, but it didn't have the cool red look that it did in one point. Let's see the live chat. Okay, no. Business, Pro, Made for Mac. Yeah, these are very similar categories. Let's see if we can get QuickTime at this point. Ooh, yes. So QuickTime is the default application for watching video and stuff on Mac. Yeah, on Windows you used to be able to get QuickTime, but they discontinued that. Clearly they really don't want people using Windows, but hey. They did make boot camp, so you could run Windows on Mac. But apparently they don't want people wanting Windows PCs to use Mac software. What a surprise, not. Let's see, 2007. Have I seen this year yet? Okay. Oh, yeah. I've seen this year already. Let's see the year 1996. And then I'll stop the video after this. But yeah, this has been a really fun video. The new Power Mac series stuff. Okay. I might check out the Netscape simulator, whatever that is, in the future. They have all of these, which are quite interesting. They have these really old things, so yeah. ZDNet, ID software, they made Doom, yeah. Top visited sites. That's quite interesting. GeoCities. AOL, Zoom. Yeah, I might do another video or live stream, I'm not sure, on doing more of this stuff because it's very interesting. But currently, yeah. I'm going to stop it now, it's quite late. But yeah. Thank you for watching today's video. And goodbye. And roll the outro.